The button is in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And we'll get started with item number 1, which is the call to order. When I call your jurisdiction's name, just go ahead and either respond verbally or raise your hand. City of Tucson.
James Castaneda is present.
Pima County. Town of Marana.
Lisa Schaefer here.
Town of Sahuarita. I see Vince. Town of Oro Valley.
Town of Oro Valley is here.
City of South Tucson.
Present.
Tohono O'odham Nation. Pasquayaki Nation. All right, it looks like we have quorum, which means we can go ahead. This is the in-kind form of this meeting. Regional planning efforts are enhanced by recording time donated by attendees. And we collect data on the time that you dedicate to meetings and activities to use as matching funds for grants and federal dollars. So if you are paid with federal dollars, please let me know now. All right. Hearing none, we'll go ahead and move on to the next section. So this is the presentation on the proposed 2024 to 2026 TIP transit project list. You should have received this in the meeting packet. Do we have a PDF of that to share here? If not, I can go ahead and share my screen. So as you can see here, this is the TIP project list for the next 5 fiscal years, starting in 24 and ending in 28. The important thing to note about this project list is that because we have a funding sunset in 26, years 27 and 28 are going to have no budget allocated. This money is all has to do with RTA funds. And I'm debating on what else to bring up about this plan. If I assume everyone has had time to review and go over the details, the dollar amounts, and I will take any discussion or questions at this time. Okay, hearing no discussion or questions, I would like to call for a vote to approve the TIP project list for the presented TIP project list for fiscal years 24 to 28. Do I hear a motion to vote? I see a representative from City of Tucson has his hand raised.
Hi, Rio. Rick Crown and Shield City of Tucson. I apologize. I had to load an update. This is the same. This is the same one we came up with. The number is the same as what we came up with 2 months ago, correct?
Yes, that
Okay.
that plan was specifically for FTA funds. This plan only deals in RTA funds.
Okay. Thank you.
Any further questions?
Just, I guess I have a question on South Tucson, and these are just all these projects are, actually, I see that right now. Sorry, I'm just getting familiar with this whole process and these lists since it's the first time I'm seeing them for South Tucson. Never mind, cancel the question.
Understood. Thank you for speaking up though. And I know that this is some folks' first time seeing a document like this. So any questions that you have are probably going to be helpful for others in the group. Any projects about specific programs or projects are also helpful. But hearing none, yeah, I'd request a motion to vote.
Motion to vote.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second Lisa Schaefer.
Okay. I'm going to request a vote of unanimous consent, meaning I will hold space here for any objections to passing. If you have an objection to passing this document, please say so now. All right, hearing none, this document is passed. And we are going to move on to our fourth point, the presentation on the February Sun Shuttle booklet changes. And for that, I'm going to need to share my screen once more. Excuse me. You should be able to now see my Chrome screen. And I just want to have an informative session. Excuse me. Where we go through all the changes coming up in the upcoming February Sun Shuttle booklet to make sure that all of our municipalities are aware of the changes that are going to be made. And I'm just going to go right down the list here. Route 401 is our Oro Valley, North Oracle, and Catalina route. The route will have significant changes around Oracle and Desert Sky to El Conquistador Way. Firstly, we're moving this section of the route from Oracle and Desert Sky to Oracle and El Conquistador Way to a flag zone, meaning that riders can flag the bus at any point along this stretch of the route. And if given that the conditions are safe, the driver will pull over and pick them up. We added both northbound and southbound Linda Vista and Oracle stops. These are already bump outs. So they're pre-existing stops that we won't have to install any signage for. And same goes for this northbound stop here at El Conquistador and Oracle. The rest of the route remains unchanged, except for initially this stretch was meant to go on Rancho, or what did go on Rancho Vistoso Boulevard to Oracle. We are now asking that there is a U-turn installed here that takes it back to Innovation Park Drive. This alleviates some of the confusion that our riders had when it came to this park and ride, as the northbound side did not have a designated stop. And initially the drivers were intended to go into the park and ride and then pull back out. We found this was both unsafe and unclear to our riders. So now all riders will use the actual sheltered stop at the Rancho Vistoso Park and Ride. There's also very minor changes to the schedule to reflect these changes. Route 412 shares a change with Route 413, our Marana and Casas Adobes routes, that we removed the section that had no stops on Twin Peaks Road and Linda Vista. And they now simply just use Marana Center Boulevard to get to the Tucson Premium Outlets. 412 will have significant timing changes in order to allow for operators to make the distance between Linda Vista and Camino do Oeste and Linda Vista and Thornydale in a much more efficient fashion. Simply put, the previous booklet didn't give operators enough time to make that journey at the speed limit. So we're correcting that now. Marana, in addition to the change at Linda Vista, we also adjusted the timetable in a similar way to give drivers enough time to make time points. And Route 421, similar thing. It was all timing changes. Same with Route 430, 440, and 414, which I don't have highlighted here, but let me go ahead and select that. 414 is not changed. Route 440 is not changed either. And Route 450 is the last that received significant changes. Timetable northbound has been changed significantly in order to, in the same vein, to help drivers make their time points easier. We've also added a new additional stop at Stella and Prudence. This stop it shares the same qualities as the Linda Vista stop on the 401. It's already been created with a shelter, and there's no extra signage necessary. In addition, we've added stops at the north and southbound side of Houghton and Drexel. These are bump outs and don't require any additional signage. And those are the changes that are coming to, oh, excuse me, I did forget one on the 421 that was significant. We've changed the entry and exit pattern out of downtown to use a common route that's taken by most SunTran buses to get to Ronsad Transit Center in a way that drivers can actually perform easily. And the southbound side is now using 6th Avenue. Previously, this was a one-way stretch between Broadway and Congress, as I understand things. So we've just updated it to reflect that it is now a two-way street. So those are the overall changes that we're going to see to the Sun Shuttle system come February. We expect that it'll allow us to increase service while reducing costs due to mileage and serve a greater community of people both in Rita Ranch and in Oro Valley. So I will take questions at this time on any of the changes that you see presented before you.
Hi, Rio. Jonathan Crow here with Pima County. How are you?
Hi.
Oh, I see Davita just raised your hand. I didn't mean to jump in quickly. I didn't see anybody else. I'm having a little trouble kind of just following you quickly with what's going on. So I would appreciate if you could kind of go back and slow down a little bit and explain a little bit again, can we start with the 414 Picture Rocks? It says remove all routes passing through this section of Twin Peaks and Linda Vista. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Let me zoom into that section. So initially, let me show you what the Miranda route used to look like.
Oh, okay. You're talking about a different route then.
Yeah, the
Okay.
414 actually, currently drivers don't pass through that section of Linda Vista and Twin
Okay.
Peaks.
Okay.
But previously the 413 and the 412 both did take a really circuitous route that had no stops, so we weren't increasing coverage, and also was a more circuitous route, meaning our mileage was bumped up, which increases cost. So
Okay.
this is a cost saving measure without reducing service.
Okay, so is that kind of true for all the changes that you're proposing? I'm just curious that there are no reductions in the number of trips per day or elimination of any stops that are currently being provided. Is that true, or is that not quite exactly what's happening?
That's accurate. We haven't eliminated any service. As a matter of fact, we've only added service in this change.
Okay.
So the only thing that's been changed in terms of budgetarily speaking is that we've reduced the amount of miles that we're running, which will reduce the cost.
Right. Great. Okay, that's all I had. Thanks.
Excuse me. Sorry, gang. I'm getting over the flu still.
Rio, I just wanted to confirm, this is Davita, that you're not making any changes to the 414 picture routes. I had a note that you were making a change to go towards Walmart. I want to confirm that that's not happening.
That's not happening in this booklet. No, it's
Okay.
a future option that we are considering in order to better integrate the 414 with the needs of the community. As we've received feedback at the previous public meeting, they were very vocal about wanting to, let me zoom in here specifically to show you this Walmart here, the one that the 413 stops at, was actually a high demand area when we talked to the public in Picture Rocks. So it's an option. It's something that we're talking about as being a potential change for May,
Okay,
but not in this booklet, no.
okay, that's what I wanted to confirm. And then you have the schedule in your remix file.
That's
That's
correct.
how you changed it. Okay,
That's correct, yeah.
that's what I was using, but I wanted to confirm it for Cindy this morning.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
Any further questions about changes to the schedule in February? All right, hearing none, I think it's safe to move on to the final item. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Hey, Rio, hang on a sec.
Oh, certainly.
So anyway, I had trouble logging in today.
Mhm.
Looks like Zoom had a new version that my computer did not have. So I didn't get into your meeting until just about the time you asked for a vote on the first item. And I have some questions about the first agenda item, and I'm also have some concerns. So can we go back to that?
I'm trying to think if that's possible in the in terms of rules of order. Would someone from PAG staff be able to confirm that we can go back and discuss?
Let's see, I can maybe jump in, though I don't know that I
mean,
And
if
the
you're not
experts.
able to re-vote, that's fine. I just want to be able to discuss the item because it doesn't appear that there was much of any discussion, at least that I was able to hear. And I've got a few questions personally representing Pima County about the proposed changes or
Yeah.
whatever the proposal was.
I believe that once an item has been covered, we've moved on. We typically do not go back to those items. So that's just based on a recent observation of another committee in which we followed that procedure. But in terms of, Rio, if you want to discuss this some more and try to address the questions, I
Yeah,
just don't think that we should probably take another vote because that already occurred. Action already took place.
Okay. Yeah, so we can hold a discussion. But yeah, and we won't be returning to the previous item in the agenda.
Yeah, I mean, I think the basic question I have is what's the plan for fiscal 27 and 28, which shows zeros?
Yeah, so as you know, RTA has a fiscal sunset that we have to program into the transit improvement program because it's unknown whether or not the voters will pass our RTA next. So if you're asking what the plan is in those years, we can't say. Aside from if the voters don't pass, all RTA funded enhancements will cease.
Okay, well, I think that kind of basically answers the question, and thank you.
All right. Any other items for discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a call to adjourn, or I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I hear a
Lisa.
second?
This is Rhett. I second it.
All right. Any opposed to adjourning? All right. Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned at 11:22 a.m. Thank you all so much for coming by, and I appreciate all the input and feedback.
Thanks, Rio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rio.
Thanks, Rio.
Hmm.